Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of round 5 in Apex Racing League Touring Car Britain 2025. We have 3 very exciting races coming up. We've got wet weather for tonight, and if it's anything like what we had back at round 2 of the season at Brands Hatch, it should be a really entertaining and unpredictable day of racing coming up for us tonight. My name, alongside me, is David Sampson, and yeah, David, this is particularly exciting. We'll get on to the weather in depth later on, but I mean, I'm just looking back at Brands Hatch. It was so good. Hopefully it's going to be something like that today.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously we had the perfect crossover conditions. It wasn't just wet racing or dry racing. It just seemed to impact the strategies enough where both strategies were viable, and it was just about that last 2 laps to see which one was the best. Fantastic. We'll see. But it throws up everything from just confidence levels to, yeah, there's going to be a few people who try something.
Yeah, we will see. It looks like it's going to be similar to that in terms of like the decision when it comes to tyres. But let's have a look at what happened last time out at Thuxton. It was a fantastic day of racing. I think there was probably, besides Brands Hatch, was probably the best round of the championship, I think. And it started off at least today very good for our picks. Young-Soo Moon, he managed to win race 1 quite comfortably.
Yeah, this was a fantastic race, and Moon just showing his dominance as he has done in so many rounds, apart from the wet ones. So today, his chance.
There were some brilliant battles. This one in particular, Valve Sake, just everyone on top of one another. Mihailov, after pulling off a double overtake, had to make this daring overtake. And it was just constant action. Not an easy to overtake circuit, but the drivers were still finding ways to get by. And there was Moon beating James Bumi, who was very, very strong. Maybe too strong, because it put him in this position. He went for the lead, and it did not work, David, at the start of race 2.
Yeah, for sure. I actually spoke to both of these after the race, and yeah, I mean, yeah, they were fine. Racing, he didn't mean it. It's close quarters. They're both fast guys.
It was a late move for championship leader. Damien Harris still hasn't won a race so far this season. This man has. Bonacorsi managed to get his race win, and I think that he ended up the day as the highest point scorer. But we still had race 3 to go. And for the 3rd time in 4 races, it was Tom Mayle on pole position. And this was probably the biggest incident. We did have a few incidents at the final chicane, but this was the biggest one. You can see 4 wide, and that chicane's not designed for racing like that.
No, especially some of those guys were wide 4 wide.
Sikorsky managed to take the lead, the Pro-Am driver. I think he started 2nd place on the grid for race 3, but Damien Harris was chasing him down with a few minutes to go. He was able to get the move done on Beeman, who defended brilliantly, but unfortunately, once he was pushed a bit offline, he unfortunately lost a few more positions in the middle sector, but still a good result for the British driver.
For sure. I mean, Damien Harris has been, like I said, he hasn't won any races, but is he leading the championship?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, he's an ultimate finisher. Been very solid all season long.
Yeah, so many 2nd place finishes. This was looking like it was going to be a 2nd place finish for him. Sikorsky, despite being quite slow towards the end, was able to hold on heading into this corner. Harris put offline, and that allowed Mergia to get underneath, and he was able to nab the 2nd place finish in the end, and Sikorsky became the 3rd different Pro-Am winner this season, and we're still in the first half of the championship, which is pretty crazy.
It is indeed, and yeah, those Pro-Am, I mean, he's a really good driver, very good. I think he's the guy who got promoted from Am
exactly,
to...
Yeah. And he is now the Pro-Am championship leader. We will go onto those standings in a moment. But here's the Pro standings first up, and there you can see Damien Harris. Now these scores, we have 10 rounds across the season, and you only count your best 8 scores. So what we've done, now that we're 4 rounds in, we've dropped their worst score. So only the 3 best scores are counting at the moment. So if you look at the overall points across all 4 rounds, Damien Harris is actually way ahead. But if you discount everyone's worst score, Boone gets a lot closer. So arguably, it's not actually that close. Harris is actually further ahead than that. Yeah,
because Harris has been a very high point scorer every round, whereas Moon's practically locked out all the points, but a poor racing brand. So yeah, I can see where that's coming from.
Others are still in play. Bonacorsi, Bumi, I think, missed the 1st round, and Mergia there in P5. We can look at the Pro-Am standings. And Stephen Hurd actually is the leader, so I thought Sikorsky was, but Hurd is still just ahead again. The point that drop scores make an impact. Leon Harhoff was very good in the wet last time out, though, so maybe he could be taking the lead today.
I think he almost took the overall win, didn't he, in the third race?
I think he was the one on the wet tyres, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was the leader of the guys on the wet tyres.
Yeah, I think 2 more laps and he could have had the race win. But, I mean, that's the way the strategies flow.
Exactly. And in the amateur championship, we have Lucas Finkbeiner, who was brilliant back at Duxton. He was running up as high as P5, I think, at times.
Yeah.
I think he won all 3 races. So Ross Valley, who was sort of setting the early pace, has fallen back, and then it's a big gap back to the rest. So it does look like a 2-horse race there.
Yeah, excited. Very stacked skill level, so it's going to be a long championship for them.
And in the teams championship, we've got Mag Performance. Still not that ahead of Smiller Esports, who have perhaps been the biggest surprise of the season. North Sim Racing will still fancy their chances. And then you've got Wizards and Mello rounding out the top 5. As a reminder of our calendar, I may have made a mistake actually on this one, because I should have asked for the graphic to be changed, but I totally forgot to ask for this. So we're not actually at Alton Park today. We were meant to be at Alton Park, but we've swapped round 5 and round 9 between Alton Park and Silverstone. So Silverstone is round 5, and then we go on a 4-week break after this before we were supposed to go to Croft, but now it's been changed to Spa because unfortunately Croft was not added in time.
Yeah, it was teased by Peck GB, right? And unfortunately...
And iRacing as well have talked about developing it.
No, Peck GB came across like they were sure.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, no Crofts. We'll get it eventually, maybe. Along with Sonoma and Miami and all the other tracks that iRacing was meant to add, which they haven't. In terms of the race format, same as always. Tonight it's only a 6-car reverse grid, so we know who's going to finish 6th.
Lucky
race,
number
race
generator.
2, don't we?
Yep. Tom Mel.
Tom Mel, exactly.
It's quite a high finish. He's really got a slot in this time.
I think that would be his best finish of the season.
Yes.
He needs to perform today. And in terms of the weather, it is it's raining. And what we're anticipating, I mean, we'll update it, but I think generally it's going to rain right now. So during practice, it's been raining throughout, but quite light rain and quite spotty. Qualifying, going to dump it down, like really heavy rain. Then, as soon as race 1 starts, stops raining.
Oh, that's the strategy split, yeah. Do you want to start on the wet tyre and be safe, or do you want to be really quick at the end?
Well, I think race 1, they're going to have to start on the wet because the track's going to be saturated. But race 2, no rain as well.
You have to be careful. Sometimes when you jump from quali to race or race to race 2, iRacing does some...
There's a 10-minute gap.
Still, some magic sometimes.
Sure, yeah. And then there's a 23-minute gap between race 2 and race 3 because we have the warm-up. So you have warm-up 3 minutes and then 10 minutes besides that. And it's going to start raining at the start of race 3. So what we could have is a split strategy with it drying in race 2 and it getting wetter in race 3. So it looks really, really interesting. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. Let's have a look at our track guide then for this Silverstone National Circuit. We're not using the full circuit. We may have should have explained that earlier on, but just the abbreviated one.
Yep, the oval with an extra turn. No, I like this layout. It's been a while for me though.
I did not score any points here in Peck GB.
Congratulations. So, was it raining?
No.
Oh.
I locked up heading into turn 3 with a lap and a half to go. And
so if you brake earlier, you can brake lighter.
Well, that's the thing as well, is that there's no excuse for me to lock up because in those cars, you want to apply 10% brake pressure.
Yeah.
Like lift and coast 50 meters before the corner, and then apply 10% brake pressure, and then you have insane grip through the corner.
Yeah.
But tricky off track here into turn 1. In the wet, I guess it won't be so bad. You don't want to use the curb, but in the dry, it's much faster to pick up the 1x.
Yeah, I think on lap 1 you take it, right? Especially if there's the risk of too wide, and then you just manage it going forward for the rest of your race.
And yeah, T2 and 3 very narrow on the entry to 3. It's a very tricky overtaking spot. Because a bit like some of the corners we had at Duxton, it's one of them where you want to go into turn 3 super tight rather than sort of opening it up. But we'll see if some of the drivers have different opinions on that. And then the back straight. And then, of course, you got the opportunity for a move into Brooklands. And then you get some great side-by-side action through Brooklands and Luffield.
Yeah, I do miss this layout. It took me a very long time to start enjoying Silverstone, but once I did, Yeah, I like this layout. I also like the legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the bridge track completely gone. If people have gone to Silverstone, I'm sure they've walked on the sort of the old layout. Now a kart circuit is around there, and quite a cool kart circuit actually, to be fair as well. So the bridge layout is no more, but it is still in the sim racing world. So yeah, there is Silverstone National, our circuit for today. I want to give a shout out to the Apex Racing League Endurance 2025 Championship, starting up very, very soon. I say very, very soon. It's still 4 weeks away, actually, so it's not that soon. But you can sign up over at apexracingleague.com. We've got GTP, LMP2, and GTD cars. 6 rounds, some really good circuits like Imola and Hockenheim making their debuts, but also Le Mans, Spa, and Co, some of the more regular ones. And we've already got 27 entrants with still a month to go, so make sure to get your name down nice and soon to confirm your spots on the grid.
I was going to, but you made me be here.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, you seem enthusiastic about it.
I love those little endurance championships. I think they're great. They really are great. You've got the team element, you've got the longer race format, more strategy, you've got the multi-class. Yeah, not enough of it.
Yeah, so do certainly check out all the details. Here are our predictions. I've gone James Bumy in race 1, in Pro. I actually went for Korshavin initially because he was so good in the wet, but he's actually not around, unfortunately, the Ukrainian today. Then Leon Harhov for Pro-Am because he was so good in the wet back at Brands Hatch. I think he basically made all the wrong strategy decisions, but like made the most out of those bad decisions.
I can see you've put too much thought into it. Like, this is a good pick for the rain.
Yeah.
Three
I've
solid
really
choices.
gone heavy with
solid
the rain.
choices.
Yeah. Who have you gone for?
I just went for Mergia. I've been talking to him recently, so yeah, that's it. I'm soft like that.
Sure.
Sikorsky, absolute. I know he wasn't a rain driver. At Brand, he did struggle, I believe.
He was pretty good, though. Race 2, he was very strong.
Yes, there was one of the races he was, but he made a... Yeah, he was quick mistake. Yeah. I'm hoping today it's just the quick. And Backmeyer, I think he's way down in 5th, 6th.
Yeah, 5th in the championship.
But, you know, gut.
Sure.
Just gut told me.
That. Yeah.
Gut told me it's Backmeyer's time.
Via Calvert in chat saying Mergia, he's good on wet, so he's made a good call.
Mark, hello.
On that one. I think that is, everything from us for now. So we will go over to an advert, but then when we're back, we'll be covering the qualifying here at Silverstone.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Silverstone and the end of amateur qualifying. We're just going to the final stages at the moment. Cost 32 minutes for the drivers to set times, a bit. Just the first 10 minutes for the AMs, next 10 minutes for the Pro-Ams, and the final 12 minutes for the Pros. The B-roll is very dry, but the track is very wet, and this is the wettest it's been even throughout qualifying. Like I said earlier on, qualifying it was just coming and going. Half the time it was raining, half the time it wasn't raining, very spotty. But now it's much heavier, and this might be as wet as it gets all day.
Now, I might be full of copium, but does the weather visuals look a bit better this season?
They're supposed to, aren't they? It's going to be more obvious when it's wet.
Yeah, I mean, that looks good to me.
Yeah. It's not raining anymore though, so the track's going to get drier and drier, which is going to really mess up these amateur drivers because they're going to have the wettest track, and then everyone else is going to be able to go past. But I mean, yeah, the gloss, the shine of the racing surface is better. I have heard good things about it, but yeah, this does look better. And the times are getting faster. Coombe goes to the top. I'm not sure if he's got a pole so far this season, but he's currently top on a very mixed up grid.
So this is really working out for the class orders, where we will be lucky if we see an AM out-qualify a Pro-Am or a Pro-Am out-qualify a Pro, because the track is going to be dynamically drying. And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
we've had it in reverse before, where it's been a dry track and then started to rain, and it got worse the later you were. So whoever is the last to set a lap may very well be the fastest. Very Formula One-esque.
Yes. And here are the Pro-Ams. So all the AMs have completed their laps. I think Bynett and Toth are still out on track, but they need to come back to the pits at the end of this one. Let's see if anyone runs wide, because these first laps maybe won't count for too much, unless it does start raining again, which is a possibility. The rain isn't constant. It is very patchy weather even now, but yeah, don't be shocked if it does start raining again by the end of this qualifying.
That's for sure. The grip levels are looking pretty good though, just from observing them. Can confirm that all on the wet tyre, but I mean, with that much spray, you would assume so.
Yeah. Even on a bone dry circuit, I think the dry tyres are generally about 3 seconds lap faster than the wet tyres. It's not a massive
the straight line advantage is massive on the tyre compounds. That's where you notice it the most. And I suppose it does still look a little pixely at times, but definitely an improvement. All I really cared about was visuals on the puddles, and that looks really good. And like, sometimes we've had far chase cams where it doesn't look like it's raining. Go cockpit cam, and it's very, very definitely raining.
Yeah. This is difficult to say with the spray. You can see it's pretty blue sky up above. So maybe actually the rain is going to stop a bit earlier than what I thought. I thought it was going to stop raining at the end of qualifying, but maybe we've already got to that part, and maybe we're a little bit ahead of what the forecast initially stated.
So Mark in chat is actually asking about, he was going to ask whether it was dynamic or static, as it would benefit some people. And yeah, we have it fully dynamic, which is not very iRacing-esque, but very IRL-esque. So they're broken into groups, AM, Pro-Am and Pro, and we've seen it go both ways. We saw it one time where a Pro could not get in the top 20 because it was raining.
Yeah, where they literally had like one lap.
Yeah.
The first lap was like, all right, you might get in the top 20 here. The second lap, you'll struggle to get in the top 40.
Yep.
I think that was GT3 trophy at Nürburgring, but we've also had it at Suzuka as well, where we've had amateurs on pole position.
Yeah, this track is going to be dry, and you just want to be out there as late as possible, on the right fuel.
Hutchinson moves up to second place, but yeah, there's some big improvements. I think some of these Pro-Ams might even get into the 6s, and you can see Bjorklund there down into the 7.28.
They for sure will, yeah.
Yeah, maybe even the 5s for the pros.
Well, see how much it dries. They've got quite a while. There's a lot of cars setting a lot of laps. You can clear a lot of puddles. Larder, brilliant. No, it was a pleasure doing the Nürburgring 4.5 in this car.
Oh yeah, did you... Was it meant to rain?
Yeah, it did rain. Loads. But
Okay.
obviously I wasn't involved. But yeah, it rained loads.
But later in the race?
Yeah,
Right.
all through the night. It looked brutal.
Rain's back.
The rain is back. And now the pros are screaming at the screen.
Yeah, it's going to come and go. Like, I thought that might be it, but I didn't have enough faith. I mean, it looks so blue sky. I don't know how accurate iRacing really do it when it comes to if there's much of a correlation between how much blue the sky is. But Chassanet moves up to the top. That's a good time for him. Shurikov improves. He's almost into the 6s. Bjorklund making his debut actually in the series today. Really good to see him around. Of course, raced a lot in, I think, in the Radicals in the official series, and also in the Porsche Cup series as well over the years. And he's the first man into the 6s.
Yeah, not bad for his debut lap in TCR.
Sikorsky is flying, though. Very strong first sector for Renek Sikorsky.
Yeah, I mean, that was my observation at Brands. Very quick, but just a little bit over the limit in the wet.
Well, if he keeps up this lap, he could be as high as half a second away from the rest. Looking very good for him, as long as the track is still, of course, dry enough around this part of the circuit. It might just be raining on certain parts, but this will certainly be good enough for pole position for Sikorsky.
And this might be the lap to do it on. We're seeing the rain now persistent in every corner.
Is that going to be a 1x?
What has...
It was a 1x, wow. So that was going to be easy pole for him.
Oh, no. And, I mean, he just ate my words. That might have been the window for a lap.
Yeah.
An unbeatable pole lap is what I'm saying, even compared to the pros. If this rain doesn't calm down, then, yeah, Sikorsky could have had overall pole.
Well, Mihailov's still improving, but Sikorsky's gone back to the pit, so he's going to take a while to get round to do his out lap and then a fast lap.
It's my crazy words are only if this rain persists. We'll know pretty soon once we start seeing some deltas come in.
Yeah, Via Calva in chat saying how it's best to just put in 12 minutes of fuel and go for it.
I agree.
I'm not sure quite how the tyres work in this car.
Well, it's just building confidence as well. On a dynamic track like this where it's drying and raining and rubber building up, you just, yeah, you need to be out there for the lap. Build up that confidence.
Stephen Hurd with a decent lap here. Might be an improvement. I don't think it's going to...
Well, the amount of yellows along the bottom is not confident inspiring that the track's getting better. I'm not going to lie, that is a lot of yellow.
You're absolutely right.
It is over. You can hear the pros increasing the amount of water on the track due to tears. And Sikorsky could have had, could have been pole overall, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, that lap would have been like a 6.5. Like he was 2/10 up on Bjorklund in the first two sectors each.
Hold it. Look, that's a clip. What a line. But he's driving on the paint. So means he's going to simulate it again.
Yeah, he just needs to stay out there and hope that it stops raining now, but it looks really heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks as wet as it was at the start of qualifying.
Yeah.
The Abs. Just had a personal best second sector for Denisenko. So that's something, but it's looking like a decent lap for him.
Yep. He could have just had a really bad second sector, though. In the previous. Whoa, lots of people doing that outside line on the white paint.
Denisenko does not improve. He was 7th, so he was 4/10 slower than his best lap.
I'm not seeing anyone improve. We always see
Bjorklund 9/10 down.
pole overall. Would that be a debut?
Yeah, that would be a Pro-Am rookie on pole.
Yeah.
He's the only rookie out here today as well. Sikorsky with the drift.
Like, even as far back as Coombe and Anne, what can the pros do? That's the question. What sort of times are coming in now?
So Sikorsky half second down in the first sector.
7.3, 7.3, 7.4, 7.7. So yeah, I mean, Coombe's time might be around what the fastest pros can manage.
Is it still raining though? It stopped raining.
Oh, let's go cockpit cam and see. It has.
So, how dry does it get in the next couple of minutes? The rain could still come back again though.
I bet the pros are loving our coverage.
So Chazanet across the line. He's still, well, he's over a second off the pace there.
Yeah, lap times are getting slow. Well, no, that wasn't bad from Bjorklund, a 7.4. So the track seems to be about, looking at everyone's times, about 4 to 5/10 off.
Sikorsky starting his last lap now. If anyone's going to improve, it's going to be Sikorsky.
It has stopped raining, and we just saw Neg there improve on the last sector.
Harhoff with a very good first sector, really good first sector for Leon Harhoff. That's almost the fastest of anyone. Sikorsky very strong as well. They're both, in the first sector at least, quick enough to challenge for pole position, but it's whether the track is wet around the rest of the lap. What's Harhov's second sector like? It's good, not amazing. Pretty good for Sikorsky as well. They could both be getting, maybe not pole, but I think third position is very possible for both of these guys. But they got to deal with Woodcut, so often not a corner. But in these conditions, you got to think about it. It's what cost Sikorsky earlier on. For Harhov, it's a personal best final sector. But he stays P7. I really thought that'd be an improvement. It looked like a good lap. Sikorsky, where can he go? He goes up to third.
Third, yeah. All right. Time for the pros. There's my pick, Mergia, heading onto the track. There's your pick, James Wemmy.
Yeah, absolutely. Very disappointing how his race at Duxton ended. He, of course, wiped out young Su Moon.
He sent someone to the moon, you mean?
He did send. He sent Moon to the moon. So the track is certainly, at this point, contendable for pole position, but
I agree.
we wait to see if they'll start bucking down again.
Sikorsky was only 10th off, so yeah, it's perfectly feasible for a pole lap to be done now. Now you need to get these tyres up to 10, build some confidence, because yeah, you can practice rain all you want, but it's just the general levels that are down in the grip level.
Yumi clearly not too fussed about this first lap, going to just get the tyres into a good window. Harris, championship leader, but still not won a race. He's 0 from 12 so far this season in race wins, but I think he's finished on the podium in maybe 9 races, but just hasn't taken a race win yet.
Yeah, he probably had his poorest close of a race last race, unfortunately. Lost 2 positions on the white flag, if I remember rightly.
Lost 1 place, yeah, but he was content. He was in second,
Oh,
trying to get first,
yes,
and he dropped to third.
Of course, okay. He lost the potential then for 2.
Yeah. Can he go provisional pole here though? No, he cannot. Still just, yeah, warming up those tyres like you said. Still not raining out there, so the track is definitely in a good condition.
Yeah, because I mean, they still need to be careful. You spin, crash, and blow some time, and then you're out lap warming the tyres. It can go wrong very quickly. Whoever is in front of Bonacorski does need to be careful, because if you're on an abandoned lap on an out lap, then this would be blocking. But if he's on a push lap, then it's absolutely fine. You're allowed to be slow. There's nothing against that.
Yeah, Chazonnet just I think Moon's going to try to build a gap now.
Oh, it's Moon. Right.
Oh, sorry, no, I think you are right. I think it was Mergia, my bad.
Oh, I thought it was Bonacorski.
Oh, maybe it was Moon. It was Moon.
Oh. It's raining.
Aha, so maybe these laps are going to be very, very important. Harris with a good lap so far. This could be good enough for... No, he'll be close to pole. I think this will be good enough for P4 for Damien Harris, depending on what this final sector is like. Good line through the woodcut.
Very good line, it's going to be a wood straight line. This could be very important, but it's only good enough for P6.
Moon.
P10.
Of course, backs off on that lap, and maybe that'll be a mistake for Moon. Mergia P6. Again, this rain could easily stop before the end of the session, and we know how quickly it can change. Just a couple of minutes less of rain, and you can gain half a second a lap.
Yeah, we're still seeing greens, but it's going to be tough for pole. Very tough.
Yeah, Harris with a very strong lap so far here. Personal best first sector, personal best second sector. He's...
Bonacorski purpled the second sector.
Yeah.
So this could be the good phase of the track. Next lap may just be getting too saturated. Has rumbled with Moon again, and he's running up again too close to this car in front, who he backed off last lap on.
So Harris moves up to P3. It's going to be Bonacorsi though, the big one. Can he go to pole? He cannot, but Moon can by 0.2 of a second.
What a lap.
But he is in traffic again.
We've been picking on Moon for his wet performance, and
Yeah.
he is making us be quiet right now. Excellent timed lap. A big step above the other pros there. I mean, what we're talking, 7... what is it? Yeah, like 3/4 of a second? 7/10, isn't it? Off Moon, Mergia to Moon.
Quarter of a second.
Oh, wait, it's gap. Okay, that's why I was getting confused. Okay, so it's not that big of a step. Oh, shush.
Still some personal bests on this lap. James Bumi, very quick in the first sector, lacking a bit in the second sector, though, is Bumi, so he'll do well to improve. Needs to be a very good final sector of the lap.
Is Wayne Douglas holding a penalty? He's not out there.
I think he does have a qualifying ban, yeah.
And Chesney, who we've seen slow in front of Moon, is really struggling out there. P19. James Buemi to P2.
Yeah, if it weren't for a bit of a lackluster second sector, he would have been right on it. He was faster, I think, than Moon in both sector 1 and 3, but not faster in sector 2.
Get your cameras ready. I know the last time we had a Moon 1 and a Buemi 2.
Yeah. I think James felt so bad, though.
Yeah,
I think
for
he
sure.
would be... He would just, like, refuse to go for a move.
Yeah.
I think he'll really...
Yeah, I mean, he has an IOU for sure, yeah.
Just first sector, I think,
T1's yours, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
This time. But even once I give you this. So Shosnet is in the pits. He's not going to have... Is he going to have time to warm up the tyres?
Yeah, we've still got a while to go, I guess.
He's heading out now, but...
I mean, the way that Sikorsky was doing like 2 fast laps to pits, 2 fast laps, and
yeah.
and he seemed pretty quick. Well, of course, he got to 4th. Good final sector for Bonacorsi.
Mergia to 3rd.
And it stopped raining again.
I think that it's just raining on some corners, if I had to guess now.
So Harris saying personal best sectors, you can see there. Of course, you can check out the live timing link in the description below. And then you can see what the times are for all the drivers. And let us know who you're supporting in chat. We might be a bit more likely to show them, and it's good to get any insight that you guys have. So Harris not with a great middle sector. It does seem like the middle sectors are lacking a bit of pace. First and third sectors seem pretty good.
Yeah, it could just be one corner where there's a puddle that not a lot you can do.
Yeah, T3 is very removed from the rest of the circuit here. It's very easy for that bit to get more rain than the rest. Harris with no improvements. Well, of course, he's out there. Moon's out there.
We need to keep an eye on Chesney. He needs a lap. P19 is not it. It's behind.
I think that might just be where he is, though, Chesney. I mean, we've seen him maybe be amongst the pro-am so far this season.
Oh,
That
maybe.
might just be where his pace is.
I mean, it's tough if A, you've never drove TCR, and B, you never drove in the rain. It must be awfully difficult.
By the way, shout out to Apex Racing Academy for sponsoring this broadcast. Do check out apexracingac.com. Of course, the new iRacing season is underway, and with a couple new circuits, such as the Bend being included in GT Sprint and IMSA, you're going to need setups for that, as well as, of course, the GT3s, which have been completely reworked. So it's a very good time to get a subscription to Apex Racing Academy. Head over to apexracingac.com in order to get yourself a subscription. It's Bonacorsi goes P3.
And Mergia up, sector 1 purple, but the other 2 slower. It's going to take a hell of a lap. You just need to be out there on the last. If it's not raining now, they all know that very last lap, they stand a chance.
Yeah, the first sector times are now insane. Like, the first sector times, they're going 2/10 faster than they were, even when they were saying their best laps earlier on. It's just that, I think it's just turn 3. I think that's it. I think that's just the one corner where it's a bit slower. Everywhere else, I think, or turn 1 in particular, is very, very fast. Moon with
Raining
a
again.
personal best second sector though. This could be a very quick lap here for Moon. This could put a tenth and a couple of tenths to the rest of the opposition.
Yeah, looking promising.
So here comes Moon. He still has one more lap to go after this one. You have to complete all your laps before the 32 minutes are up. And he does go 2 tenths clear of the rest of the order. James Bumy, though, on a very quick lap. Second sector's coming back into play now.
Yeah, very strong. Brought me to P2, 1/10 off pole.
Not improving in sector 3, interestingly. Neither him nor Moon.
Yeah, I mean, it just started raining again.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is just sector 3 which is being rained on right now.
Can Harris find anything? At the moment, it seems to be sector 2 he's missing the most in. But the extra downpour of rain might have just cemented the positions, to be honest.
Yeah, Harris isn't improving on this lap. The sector 2 is way too slow. And no one else is really setting any personal best sectors right now. Harris, I think, is winding one up, but he maybe doesn't realise that you got to complete the lap before the 32 minutes are up. You can't complete the lap that you start.
Yep, that's why they get the extra.
Yeah. Well, of course, he realises. He goes back. Moon is going to be way off on this attempt.
So, obviously, I'm going to provide insight. The race 1 start will be wet tyres. There you go.
Wow.
Thank you. Yep.
Wow.
That's why I'm paid the big bucks, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, some commentators
Yep.
get paid millions a year.
Yep.
For saying stuff like that.
I know.
Yeah. There's one tennis commentator in particular who used to be reached a lot of Wimbledon semi-finals. I won't say his name explicitly, but he just says obvious stuff like that, and he's one of the most revered in the business. So I mean, you could be commentating Wimbledon in a couple of weeks. Let's go to the grid for race 1 of the evening, and everyone is putting on the wet tyres as David bravely predicted. Moon is on pole ahead of Bumy, and it's Mergia, Bonacorsi, Bjorkland. Harris will be disappointed with P6. And it's Shirkov, Sikorsky, Chazanay, Beymont, Denisenko, Hurd in P12. There's Harhov, Mihailov, Hutchinson, Kuma's top of the amateurs. Great job from him. Vasilchuk, Nuzini, Chazanay, Fowler, Marshall C, Ackmeyer, Morrison, Finkbeiner, and Neg ran out the top 25. Then there's just a few more after that. Koloudis, Toth, Hilton, Walsh, Venturini, Chenna, and then the drivers who had a qualifying ban. There were a few of them: Douglas, Zuko, Besegio, and Malcolm. 35 cars for today. It just feels slightly weird using this pit start.
What, a standing start in the rain?
No, but this pit straight. We're used to the other pit straight, aren't we?
Of course.
For MotoGP, used this for a while. But
is he angled? Like the box isn't straight? Yeah. P3 is angled.
Of course, the drivers can't control that. That's just how iRacing sets it, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Hopefully he doesn't. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't try and correct that on the standing start. Otherwise, he's going to light them up.
So we have Adam Morrison on the dry tyres. So let's see if Tim Henman's correct next to me. And,
no way. How long's the race? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a 30-minute qualify. I don't see
Well,
it.
it's not going to rain. It's not going to rain. That's the one certainty. We know it's not going to rain for race 1. So it will be getting faster. We'll see if it gets fast enough for him. I doubt it. There's someone just moving in the background as well. There's going to be a jump start way down the order. But out in the lead, it's Young-Soo Moon on pole position, and away we launch. It's not a great start for him. James Bumy on his inside. Will Bumy fight it like he did at Duxton? It ended in disaster last time, but it's ended well this time for the British driver. He takes the lead. Moon tries to get underneath, but Bumy's able to cover it off. Bit of a poor start for Chazanay, who's dropped down 4 places down into P12. But Bumy is holding on, and he is taking the lead straight away, which is Red Sea for Young-Soo Moon.
Adam Morrison, our dry tyre, is down 10 positions. And all he's done so far is navigate a straight.
And turn 3 looks soaked.
Yeah,
he
Adam
might well be a lap down before we know it.
Adam is now last. Adam is 2 seconds off the back of last.
Yeah.
I think we just do Adam Cam. He is 3 seconds off the back of the pack.
Oh, we've got 3 wide. A couple of the teammates, I think Harhoff may be involved in this one, as he tries to navigate his way through. And yeah, he's just ahead of his teammate, Chasney. Chasney with that poor start. Just how poor launch did Chasney. And he dropped about 4 places before he even got into T1.
Quick update on Adam. He's last by 6 seconds. And falling. Like, I'm assuming it was a mistake. Like, he just loaded a race. What a save. What a save.
Very close for Callum Beeman, who nearly wiped out Mark Hutchinson.
Yep. Alessandro's had an off and drop in. Yep, Alessandro is dropping in the background there.
Yeah, he's off in the gravel. We will remove the second timing interval, by the way, on the screen.
Scott Malcolm is in the pits, unfortunately.
Well, he did have a
is
qualifying
off.
ban.
He is had a spin. He is recovering. He is down 5. Attilia Toth and Alessandro Venturini have had trouble in starts.
Mark Hutchinson up a place. He's got past Beeman. Yeah, Beeman now down 4. He's struggling a little bit right now. Is the Pro-Am driver. Let's have a look at what happened to Venturini.
Yeah, this was a major spin. I think it was a white line spin, if I had to guess.
In front of him is Wayne Douglas.
Yeah, on he drove.
Oh no!
Literally drove on it in a straight line. Yeah. You cannot be touching the white lines.
Oh, wide
James.
for Bumi, and Moon takes the lead.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happened there if they went door to door.
Oh, and now he's been hit.
Ooh.
Floors the throttle.
That was Mergia, his teammate, Moon's teammate. Wemmy is thinking, okay.
Oh, there's been a big crash as well for Marshalsea and Cloudis. They've
Yes.
collided at T3, it looks like.
James Bromley finding himself in P6 after that. Yeah, rather big hit from Mergia.
Yorkland, very, very quick at the moment. He's trying to make progress. James Bumi continues to drop down.
Yeah, I imagine he's got a bit of damage as well. That was a big old hit from behind. We've got a cam on it here, so he'd just run wide. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, once you get out there, you just got no traction, so you just go nowhere, even when you're flooring the throttle. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty for Mergia, I think.
Yeah, I think Mercia might have got on that white line on the inside at the end there. I'm not sure he had much control on braking. Obviously, it's still up to you to make sure you are under control, but driving on that white line is going to... It's so dangerous. Oh! Oh, no, no space. No space. James Brummy on the charge, yep. P5, but he has Harris ahead, which, you know, Harris, Bonacorski, Merger and Moon have been front runners. Obviously, Brummy was newer to the series and he's had to find his way with that crowd and obviously done a very solid job. Sikorsky having a good race, P7.
Yeah, I think he's just got past Shurikov, and I think Denisenko got past Shurikov as well, so bad lap for the Wizards driver.
So my picks are second, third.
Okay.
Second, fourth, sorry.
It's the points that you get across the evening, so that's a good start for you.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have tried to be edgy, I should have just gone boring and go for Moon, but here we are. So, of course, we're not anticipating any rain throughout race 1 and no rain for race 2. So the dry tyres obviously aren't going to work, as Adam Morrison has found out. Adam Morrison's nearly a lap down now, and we're 5 minutes into the race. But for race 2, maybe the dry tyres will be feasible, and that might be something that the drivers have to consider as they're driving around there, how many puddles there are on circuit, because there'll also be a 10-minute progression in sim as well, where the track will get drier between the race 1 and race 2. So very much considering the slick tyres for race 2, but there's not going to be any pit stops in this race 1, as you have alongside between Vasilchuk and Beament. And Beament might lose another place there. That's a check on the inside.
On a serious note, Adam Morrison on the dries is now only 10 seconds away from being lapped.
And he's 8 seconds lap slower.
Yeah, so, I mean, it would be very polite of him to park.
It'd be polite of him to come into the pits and put some wet tyres on.
Correct, yeah.
This is what happened to Adam Morrison on, I guess it's lap 1, because this is the only time he would have been anywhere near anyone
That's
else.
the exact same as the Mergier incident, exact same. The tail end of his braking, because he's having to move over to the right, dropped it on the white line or the curbing and just...
But he was on slick tyres as well.
Oh, that was the slip?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was Morrison.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah. But you're right, the curve probably didn't help. Sikorsky's up into 6th place. He's got past Bjorklund. And of course, if he can lead a lap, that will be 3 bonus points for leading a lap. You also get bonus points for pole position in qualifying, your fastest lap as well. So you can score a lot of bonus points across an evening of racing.
Yeah.
And Denisenko. So Bjorklund's dropped a couple of places there. So Denisenko got past as well. So Denisenko's done a good job at following Sikorsky through. Did it with Shirkov, he's done it as well to Bjorklund. A bit wide behind them for Stephen Hurd. He's under pressure from Harhov. Ooh, bit of a knock. Bjorklund's trying to get back underneath Denisenko here.
Shout out to Koom, having a very quiet, very strong race. I mean, P16 in a wet race overall is, it's more than just a win. I mean, it is a win.
Yeah, he's winning out.
Yeah, but it's very solid. Very tight here. Has made for some really good racing. It's just his outside lines are so low grip. And then that risk of touching the white line. It's going to be very interesting, the tyre choice for next race. As far as I see it, it's still wet.
Yeah.
The white line's slippery, the spray's still there.
Oh, contact Coombe. He keeps it in a straight line.
Wayne Douglas into the pits.
I'm not even sure who initiated the contact there, whether it was Chesney or not, and now Coombe is basically off the track, and Nuzini goes into the lead of the amateurs. And that is how quickly it can change, and if Nuzini can lead to the end of this lap, then he will get the 3 bonus points for leading a lap. Denisenko's now into the lead of the Prams. He's got alongside Sikorsky, but Sikorsky is the green car on the inside. He might be able to respond.
Oh God, I think Adam Morrison is in lapping range. If we can get Adam Cam.
I think he's already been lapped by a couple of cars. Bjorklund trying to get in amongst. Sikorsky managed to come back against Denisenko. But I think even watching these guys, I think we might come across Adam Morrison very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cool, right? I mean, you're not racing anyone. You're an absolute danger.
He just set his personal best lap of the race, 6 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, but he needs to find about 26 seconds a lap just to be on the back of the pack.
Well, he's trying to let the guys past.
No, it's too dangerous. It's going to cause a wreck.
Yeah. Sikorsky still ahead. Denisenko still ahead of Bjorklund. Bjorklund still ahead of Shirikov. Still no changes, but there could be one here. And it's almost a carbon copy of the situation they were in on the last lap.
Yes, indeed.
But now Bjorklund's able to give Denisenko a bump draft. Or will he give Sikorsky a bump draft? Or will he make it 3 wide? Shirikov webcam. Sikorsky sends it. Block passes. And underneath the pair, there could be Bjorklund. Oof. Good
close racing there. They're right on each other's bumpers, but giving the respect.
Oh, someone's off ahead. That's Morrison. He may as well just stop on the side of the track.
Yeah.
Let everyone go. But, I mean, we should keep an eye on his time, see if the dry tyres by the end of this race are somewhere in terms of pace. They look about 5 seconds a lap off at the moment.
My gut tells me not to look at what Adam Morrison's doing. It's just my gut telling me. If I ever found myself 10 seconds a lap down, this isn't a strategy. This is an exhibition.
Sure. Bowers just got past Kuhn, by the way, for second in Am. The Am lead is still up for grabs. Sikorsky's on the outside this time, which is not a position he's tended to be in. Usually it's been the other way round. But he's a tricky man to pass, is Vinek, and still no one can get past him. Of course, he wasn't overtaken by anyone. Last time out Duxton, he managed to win that race overall.
Yeah, like I mentioned, the outside line, there's just no bite. So if you hug the inside, focus on your exits, how do you get by? Just got to focus on your exits. And, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job.
A bit overcast, but again, we're not expecting any rain throughout this race 1 or this race 2. Pulling away a little bit now is Sikorsky. Bjorklund's got past Denisenko. Just it looked like Denisenko may have got to ahead of all of this. Bjorklund's got on the curb there. He might send it in a bit deep, but gets it stopped as the Norwegian. And look how close everyone is behind. Harhov. Chazonnet trying to gain back some places.
Teammates might have a run here. Let's see. No, it broke away a little bit. They were really bumper to bumper at one point there. Oh, teammates mustn't collide. Good. Oh, bonk. Yeah, defend those inside lines, and then what do you do?
It is close for the lead, but remember Moon and Mergia are teammates, so it's unlikely we're going to have any changes of position.
Yep.
In the top two. Well, of course, he will try to put some pressure on them. So, of course, he's been caught again.
Mark just said what I was thinking, but it is too close to Bonakorski. Surprised Moon doesn't let Mergia through for a lap for bonus points, or is that against the rules? Nope, completely within the rules, but I just don't think... I think Bonakorski's just too close.
And he is catching. On that last lap, he gained by 2/10.
Bonakorski's just right there. Yeah, agreed. It's worth 3 points a race. But you not only got to give it back as well. Although, if Sam gave me it, I'd just be like, oh, cheers, mate, for the 3 points. And also, thanks for the win, by the way.
Yeah, and then I would never do that to you again.
Doesn't matter, I've got the 3 points and the win.
Sure, and at that point, you basically won the title.
Correct.
Yeah.
What teammates we would make.
Multi-21, Sam. Multi-21. Hertz onto the puddles, and he will lose out to Vasilchuk. So Vasilchuk up 5 places now. He's one of the highest gainers. Hilton's up 6, Chenna's up 6, Zuko's up 7. Zuko, of course, missed qualifying because he had a qualifying ban. Morrison, by the way, is now only 3 seconds off the pace. I say only because he was 9 seconds off the pace earlier on.
Well, could be a move here. Sikorsky. I mean, my picks are now 2nd, 1st, and 4th. I am happy with this. Oh, careful, don't lean. Nice.
Denisenko trying to get back past Bjorklund. What a queue it is. Behind them goes all the way back to Nuzini, leader of the amateurs back in 18th. And this is the battle for 6th. It was the battle for 6th in race 1 last time, which was entertaining. And it's living up to the hype again here. You can see some of the Smiller esports cars having a really big battle as well.
Change your positions there. We've got some big names in that battle. Bjorklund, Dezenko, Harhov, Shirkov.
Oh, Bjorklund's being shoved out a little bit there, and Chazonnet's got past Bjorklund now. The Bjorklunds. Oh, as Mergia has taken the lead. Oh. But then they've changed back, and here comes Bonakorsi. Well, I don't think that was choreographed from the teammates.
No, I think something happened to Moon. Or he's out of fuel. Or a slowdown. Yeah, it must be a slowdown. Moon's losing too much time. Oh, wait, is it Mergia?
Mergia losing time, yeah.
Ah, okay. What happened here, then? They can't have collided. Oh. Wait, team orders allows them to fight? Yep, that's a send. And he's blown the corner. Wow. Mergia with the send on Moon there.
Thanks to Stefano for subscribing, just as your fellow countryman, I'm assuming you're Italian, went deep. Much appreciates it.
I love that. Marks with I'm 99.9.
Oh, Denisenko on the puddles.
Mark Carver in chat, via Carver in chat, is a mag driver as well.
Aha.
So he can obviously tell me that obviously they're free to fight. No team orders.
So Chazanet's up into P7. Bjorken's got back up to PA because of that incident for Denisenko. And Sikorsky, who just looks like the slowest out of these guys, is now sprinting away as the rest of them battle. 4 minutes to go.
Stefano confirming, yep, Italian.
Adam Morrison is now only 1 second slower than these guys on the dry tyres. The dry tyres are now, for race 2, it's going to be dry tyres. So it looks like Sikorsky's going to easily win this Pro-Am race now. Looks like he's got the gap that he needs. It's who's going to finish in 7th place overall and 2nd place in the Pro-Ams. Bjorklund looks one way, but Chasney's got it covered. He has had good paces as this has gone on, and Leon Harhov is the next to run wide at Bjorklund.
Yeah, this is going to be crunch time now. We're going to see a little bit of drama here, I think. My spidey senses are tingling. Oh, that's... I don't know if that was mirror watching from Leon. That didn't look right from Far Chase. It looked like he reacted, but sometimes it can be hard from TV cam. Hurd with a good launch here. As long as he, a bit too much on the paint, yet to delay the throttle way too much. Not that I have experience driving his particular car and his setup in these conditions, but you know. Lovely launch here.
Shirkov run wide. And both Harhov and Hurd make their way through.
We all heard have the run.
Well, back comes
Bonk.
Shirkov, who's really lost out as Shirkov. I mean, so many drivers I feel like have taken that 7th place at some point. It must have been 4 or 5 different drivers, but they've all fallen by the wayside. Shirkov is one of them.
Yeah.
He is down in 13th place right now, and it could get worse because Chazaney makes a little bit of contact. I think Shirkov was able to actually get the better launch in the end. It wasn't too costly for him.
This is an amazing position for Sikorsky. P6 overall, very strong.
Yeah, he's been caught by Chazaney. I think Bjorklund's just sat behind Chazaney, working together to catch up to the Pro-Am leader.
Bonk.
Look how dry it is now. There's, or not dry, but there's just no puddles there. Like earlier on in the race, you could barely avoid the puddles through turn 3. Now, there's not really one in sight.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Morrison's last lap was 1.3 seconds off.
Well, Wayne Douglas. Oh yeah. Well, Wayne Douglas on the wets has just gone 1 second faster than the leaders. So it must just be that the tyres have gone to mush. And a new set of wet tyres are worth a lot of pace.
Yeah, I mean, the spray's really dampened. Just looking at the cars, that's the first thing I look for is the spray. And it's pretty low. There will be some drying time between the sessions as well. I mean, you have to be able to get through T1 though, first of all.
Yeah. So Callum Beeman, he's had a rubbish time of it, down 7 places. Is Beeman trying to gain back 1 place? He's got the AM leader, sorry, Nuzini, just behind Fowler, is right in play as well. Fowler will be lacking this result. He'll be gaining a few points in the championship hunts. Beeman not making anything work there. Not able to get past Mihailov.
Yep. I think he's going to be a bit exposed here on the right-hand side.
All very close between Mergier and Bumi, by the way, and Harris.
Oh.
Mergier still P3, Bumi holding on to P4 as the checkered flag is out. And it's going to be another race 1 victory for Young Soo Moon, his 4th out of 5 races. Bonacorsi close behind Mergier in 3rd, and Bumi was able to hold off Harris for P4.
Yeah. And then brilliant result from Sikorsky, very strong.
Close between Denisenko and Vasilchuk, the Ukrainians across the line. It was Denisenko who managed to take that one. He'll take that. I think he drops outside the top 10 at one point, did Denisenko, but going to the P9 again. And top of the amateurs was Nuzini in 18th place overall.
And what happened to Coombe in the end? Thomas Coombe, P3. What a shame. Almost held it all together there. Russ Fowler again looking very strong, has been all season. great race. But now we get onto the real race, right?
Yeah. Who can keep it on the track on the dry tyres? Who can
'Cause
avoid the curbs?
I agree at some point in this race, we could very well see the dry tyre be the fastest tyre. But the standing start, T1, T3, aren't going to be the easiest on cold tyres on the dry tyres. Like, if you spin it, forget any strategy or advantage you have. You're not getting it back.
Sure. Well, I think it's definitely dries for this, but we've got mixed at the moment. We'll see what they pick. I won't go through the whole grid because it's just the finishing order of race 1. Moon on pole, Bonacorsi there, Mergia, Bumi, and Harris. They're certainly going to be the 5 favourites, albeit, of course, Sikorsky has won races this season. Right now, I'm seeing a 50-50 split, but everyone is very slow to get on the grid. We've only had about a third of the drivers get on the grid so far because they're all waiting to see what each other do.
That cam there, is this B-roll or is this live?
B-roll.
Ah, damn it. Now there, look, you see a dry line on the left, which sounds good, but if you've got to do a standing start on the right...
Sure. I mean, at the end of that race, it looked like Morrison was as fast as the leaders. So for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. It's only going to get drier. It got so much drier as that race went on.
No, Adam's on the wet now. No, he's on the... Oh, good, he's on the dry. He was on the wet for a split second.
Most drivers are on the dry tyres, but we've got Chazonnet in P8. We've got Chazonnet in P14 on the wet tyres. Here we go. Race 2 of the evening is away. And so it's a good start for Moon. It's not too bad a start for the drivers on the wet side of the grid. But, well, I say that, maybe the second part, they weren't so good. Because actually, going through Mergia and Harris with a great start from 5th on the grid up into 3rd. And now they've got to try to keep it on the dry stuff and not cause too many incidents because the curbs will be treacherous right now.
Yeah, they need to focus on being on that dry line, especially on cold tyres. They're going to find how bad the brakes are on the wet stuff, if they abuse it. Yeah, for sure. If you can keep it on the dry part of the track, this won't end well. The dry part of the track with the dry tyre, I'm sure you're going to be fine. But you want to bring the compound up to some temperature as well.
Well, Chazonnet on the wet tyres has gone up 1 place from his race start. Chazonnet has gone down 2 places on the wet tyres, but they're only going to get worse as the race goes on. So if they're not making hay now, they're going to struggle later
Leon
on.
Harhoff is off. Leon Harhoff is off.
I pick in the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, he's had a nightmare. Chazonnet on the wet tyre, up 1 position, like you mentioned.
Mark Hutchinson up 4 now. We're just watching him behind Shirikov. And Hutchinson, Hurd is going to try to get back past Hutchinson. Of course, the 2 drivers who fought for the race win back at Brands Hatch race 1 earlier on in the season. You can see the way that the drivers are so much more confident now. And there's the graphic showing the dry and wet tyres. Chazonnet in that P7.
Oh yeah, leave that graphic on. That's it now. We got content.
It's probably best for him just to stay out on track for the whole race and just try to hold on to places, but it's going to be an agonising race for him. See all these guys get past us. Everyone is wide. Wow, Sikorsky gets contact whilst he's off the circuit, and even on the grass he was able to keep it in a straight line. Bjorklund up into P6 now. He managed to get past all of them. Oh, sorry, maybe he was already ahead, sorry. But yeah, Chazonnet managed to stay ahead.
Yeah, not their finest moment, but like I said, if you're on the wet stuff battling, you're going to find out how bad the brakes are.
Again, on the wet stuff, some of these drivers beyond course, he's moved up into... Well, Harris is up into 2nd place.
Harrison's dropped 3rd now, but he's gone...
Oh,
yeah, he's got a better...
Corsi off the line.
Yeah. Offline do not be it on these track conditions.
So Harris, of course, and big contacts, and off goes Harhoff, and I wonder if Ross Fowler might be guilty there. He only caught the very tail end of it.
It's looking good. Just very minimal spray.
That's Chazonnet, still on the wet tyres, remember, and he's sort of shoved Sikorsky off a bit, and once he went up in the puddles on those slick tyres, it's very tricky. Chazonnet's got no defence here against Hutchinson.
Nothing, no. Look at that traction on the drier compound. Careful of the white line. Okay, it seems to be dry enough for the white line because that looks scary.
He's going to have better straight line speed as Hutchinson on those slicks.
Get off the white.
Sikorsky going to have another attempt here.
Oh,
if
white
he can
line.
keep it on the track.
Yeah, no, he had to turn left, or he just snapped right. stopping power on the outside is going to be pretty bad compared to the rubber line. Bonk, bonk.
Great line there for Vasilchek, managing to go around the outside of Pink Vine or have a run at Chenna as well. It's down 11 places though from his start, Vasilchek. He did get involved in something.
Chesnet down 1. Mark Hutchinson up 8.
Yeah.
Our wet runners are not doing bad. Nuzini up 3. He's the only wet runner going.
New Zealand's on the dry. Maybe you're watching Chauzenet perhaps. Oh, Chauzenet's gone off.
Oh, yeah, it was.
He's gone off at T1, I think. Here's Russ Fowler. Meanwhile,
sorry,
decent time of it. Down 3 places. He's on the wet tyres as Fowler. We've also had something happen, I think, to one of our leaders. But frankly, I can't remember what the order was beforehand. I think Mergier's just lost out to Bumi.
All right, I've put tyres next to the name rather than 30 columns to the right-hand side, so I had to do some horizontal lining up. Now it makes so much more sense.
This is what happened to Mergier. He was running in P3, but he's gone wide. And that is how he's lost a place to James Bumi.
Oof, yeah, easily done. Moon with an impressive gap over Harris, obviously. Running very strong in the rain today. That goes without saying. Proving he can do this in any conditions after, by his own measure, a failure at Brands Hatch. Pretty much, I mean, he always gets pole, doesn't he? Moon?
Apart from
Brands.
Apart from Donington and Brands, actually, he didn't take pole in either of them. But Donington, he won all 3 races still.
Yeah, absolute one-pace master. Oh, someone was going the long way around. This line looks really fun, the battling. Doesn't seem like the outside line can do a lot, but you can hook it up here on exit and use that extra runoff to sort of give you a bit of run off the corner, as we can see here in the background. Can Stephen Hurd get it done? I think so. Are we going to see cars running off again? We've seen it quite a few times. Yeah. No. I forgot what the corner was there.
No, it did look like he was going a bit wide, but it's a wide track here. A little bit offline for Hurd. That outside line not working, and Mihailov is able to get underneath.
Monakorski's ahead of Mergia. Is that new?
Yes, it is new, yeah. We saw Mergia go wide at T1 on the previous lap, but that's when he lost a place to Bumi.
So what happened there?
Loss.
Oh, wait. That's wheel failure.
Yeah, or like a screen freeze, maybe?
Yeah, one of the two.
Not a good time for Giacomo Mergia. Of course, top 6 get inverted for race 3. Is Tom Mayle around today? Tom Mayle is not around. As someone's gone straight on. Sikorski's gone straight on. I think Sikorski, there you can see him just in the background in the gravel trap. What has happened to one of our contenders in the Pro-Am Championship?
Right, yeah. I've had this from a few people trying to teach me Moon's pronunciation. Oh.
Got on the curb.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big mistake from a Joey who we don't expect to make mistakes.
That's the problem with the wet. It's punishing. All right, I'm going to say it. Young-Soo Moon.
Yeah, Young-Soo Moon.
Yeah, I've been working with Moon back and forth. He's been helping me trying to pronounce it. It's difficult when he's typing. I've had a few people try and help me.
Chirkov with a bit of an issue, I think. I feel like he's a bit slow coming out of T3. Actually, no, yeah, it was a very good run from T3, my bad. It was just an alternative line. He is currently ahead of his teammate, Mihailov.
Is Mark Hutchinson having the race of his season?
Well, he won a race earlier this season, so I'd say that was his race in the season. But this would be a very strong second. Brands Hatch, race 1, he won.
Oh, yeah. So he's liking the rain.
Yeah.
Sorry, did something happen to Naz at that lap? I think he lost out to Wayne and Agmai, I think.
Yeah, he lost 2 seconds on this lap.
That looks...
Yeah, it's just 1 tyre and then tries to get on the brakes.
Yeah. 2 tyres on the wet stuff with a dry tyre. Ill advised.
So Moon now only 7 tenths ahead of Harris. Harris, with the pace, set the fastest lap of the race of anyone. First man to dip under the 61-second mark. Probably all day, seeing that qualifying and practice was wet. On that last lap, he did lose 200s. And we have seen this scenario many times so far this season. Backmeyer's unfortunately had an incident out there. But Moon leading and Harris trying to chase him down and pass him. But generally, Harris doesn't do it, and Harris I don't think has actually overtaken Moon all season, despite having in this occasion about 5 different times. Will today be any different? Chesney on the wet tyres, still top of the wet tyres. He's done better than I thought, but it is going to get worse and worse. Those tyres probably degrading quite a bit. You can see he is leaking positions here as a couple of his teammates make their way through. He's now down to 21st, is the man who started in P8. Oh, Backmeyer.
What a shame.
And that was a hard hit for the front left. And he was doing very well. He was up in the top 20, was Backmeyer. And he's actually had to return to the pits as well. There's no faster pairs in this series, so that might be the end of his race. And he won't even score points because he'll be more than 5 laps down the leader.
Yeah. So Bjorklund sitting very good here, but he looked good in qualifying. Had a strong race, but it was difficult. He was in that pack of, what, 7 cars. They were trading positions every lap. Now he's getting to spread his wings, and he's got a dominant lead over Mark. Yeah. Can score some serious points here on his debut day, second race. He's not his debut race anymore. He's not even a rookie anymore.
Yeah, he's one of the old
yeah, he's
guard now.
partly experienced.
Yeah.
Oh.
New Zealand up to P10, what a race.
Yeah.
Especially considering that he had that little issue a few laps ago.
He's got his teammate behind him as well. No.
No, he's a privateers, New Zealand.
I was looking at the
fellow
flags.
countryman.
Yeah, fellow countryman. Well, Stephen Hurd's been a solid driver all season long, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I think he won race 3 as well, back at Brands Hatch, if I recall correctly, in the very wet conditions.
Because like some people have been really impressive, but yeah, they end up down the like half. Very, very impressive driver. We've seen some serious, some great moments, but finds himself at the back of the grid in a lot of races due to, you know, sometimes things out of his control, but you know what I mean? That we're seeing other drivers just always finish strong. I mean, Harris has to be the leading example, although we're going to have to give that to Moon soon, aren't we? We have to forgive him for Brands soon.
Yeah, he wasn't himself that day.
Harris a bit surprised how early Moon was braking there.
Yeah, he's only a 10. It was a 10th pass on that last lap. He's 2 tenths behind now. Moon's not got great pace. He was slower than the 3 cars behind him on that last lap. But he has barely been overtaken. I don't think he has been overtaken all season, Young Sung Moon. The only time he was overtaken was when he was dispatched by James Bumy at the start of Duxton Race 2. Besides that, once he's been in the lead, he has been undefeatable.
What, Moon, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wembley said, hold my beer.
I'll show you unbeatable. Currently merge here with fastest lap. That does matter. You do get 3 bonus points for fastest lap in your division. And leader of the amateurs overall currently is New Zealand.
Has just got past Fowler. Russ has had a very strong season. Not his best race, this one.
No, Adam Morrison, credit to him. Clearly got experience with the slick tyres. He's up to 12 places, up to 21st.
Yeah. No, I'm rooting for him. I know I gave him a hard time, but it was disrespectful to be lapped when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah,
not.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not. You're barely able to keep it on the track. So it's just, I mean, you're borderline meatballed. The meatball flag is you're a danger to others, right? That's surely what the meatball flag's for. If you're out there on a compounded tyre, it's 10 seconds lap off pace. That's a meatball. Talking of meatballs, is that front of that Audi a bit bonked? Yeah.
Yeah.
The IMSA logo looks a bit skewed.
Denisenko is down 2 places. That might be part of the reason why.
I think we can see why he's got a dented car. I can hear him screaming, use your right foot.
Well, Nuzini was really slow on that last lap. Over a second and a half slower than the race leaders. They lost so much time to Mihailov and Douglas behind. They could be overtaken very, very soon. Douglas with a very good run. Had a qualifying ban. Bit of a slide here, but floors the throttle.
So this race we've lost Chasney, Backmeyer, Walsh, Sikorsky. I don't know how to pronounce any of those names. And Thomas Kuhn.
Venturini? Chasney?
No.
Sergio?
Yeah, that one. Lost Venturini.
Oh, Nuzini! Oh, you could hear him blast the limiter. And he's gone. Bumi up ahead of Harris. What's happened to Harris? Oh, dearie me. Well, that's a crazy place to lose it. He's lost it even before the corner. I wonder if this is another VR issue for him, which he suffered from. Oh, he's already. Yeah, I think this is he suffered from a VR issue, I think, at Snetstone. He talks about it before the race at Duxton, and I think this is another occasion where the VR has let him down. He's had to do a Control-Alt-Delete, and yeah, that has cost him 2 places.
I'd have gone into the kitchen, put it into the blender, and made myself VR soup, and then got a 49.
Well, that's 1 place back. Bonacorsi running wide.
If even a button on one of my sim wheels fouls once, it's gone. It's gone forever.
So these guys just lapped Toth, who is one of the drivers on the wet tyres. The top 22 drivers are on the dries, 23rd down to 27th on the wets. It was most definitely the dry tyres, which was the way to go. However, it might start raining for race 3. Between race 2 and race 3, it might rain. Or it might start raining just at the start of race 3. We are unsure, but it will rain, almost certainly.
Wayne Douglas up a position, and that now makes it number 22 this race. 22.
Two ducks? Is that what it is?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Did you say 2 ducks?
Is it 2 little ducks?
Wait, is this bingo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm too young for bingo.
Yeah, and yeah. A big bingo scene in Corby. I've never been, but there's
I'll have to.
apparently it's like, if you want a night out in Corby, apparently the bingo is like, and I'm being genuine, apparently like it's a massive event and it's like accessible for everyone, and it's like a proper, basically a club, but bingo. So
Yeah.
if anyone wants to come to Corby, visit the Apex Racing Sim Centre and the bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear about that. The nightlife and the bingo.
Yeah.
Oh. Wayne Douglas on a charge. How is Wayne Douglas a pro with 1.7k iRacing?
Because he's a real life driver. He owns like he's
Oh
he
yeah,
owns
Douglas.
a,
Oh no, Wayne Douglas. No,
you think that was Wayne's fault?
it looked like it. Yeah.
Well, the reason why he circled the back was because of penalties he accrued at Brands Hatch. So hopefully he doesn't have another qualifying
I mean,
ban.
we had TV cam. If we get another look at it, I don't know. It's hard to see. I will say for sure, I saw it happening before it happens, which usually means it's the drivers behind fault, but not always.
Here comes Mihailov then. Still getting on that curve is pretty risky. Decent grip round here though.
Yeah, you want to just focus on the run. You're not using that outside line to try and pull off a move. You're using it here to have the superior run. So, yeah, that's why you go deep, try and keep the line, keep the minimum speed up, and then, yeah, use the run to make a move into this corner. Oof.
James Bumi just set the fastest lap of anyone, so the 3 bonus points are currently coming his way, but the track is still getting faster. Still be improvements before the end of this race. Big field spread, 29 seconds the gap between first and the battle we're watching right now for P11.
Shame Densenko's teammate's not with us, Korshvin. He's had to miss a couple, right?
Yes, I think he missed the first round, didn't he?
Yeah, I like their livery. And I still think the Korshvin, what's his name? The other guy, the battle they had at Hockenheim.
Oh, not Tell.
Talman, yeah, Korshvin Talman.
Yeah.
Korshvin was the first person to properly be equally as aggressive, and that was some fantastic racing. Don't get me wrong, Suzuka with Talman. Oh, Suzuka with Talman and who was the champ in the end? That was brilliant. That's yeah, that is Suzuka, but that was different.
Yeah.
That was just class defensive versus aggression. Whereas the Korshvin one was aggression versus aggression. I thought it was brilliant. It was great to watch.
So this might be the biggest winning margin for Young-Soo Moon this season. And I struggle to keep count of the amount of race wins, but this must be win number 7 perhaps for him this season, maybe even 8. It really has been his season. And
he's, every time I speak to him, he's learning the tracks.
Yeah. Yes.
Serious, like learning the tracks.
So here he comes then. It is a race to win for Young-Soo Moon. Can he go for the hat trick? Are we starting P6 later on? Bumi finishes in 2nd, Harris in 3rd, Bonacorsi 4th, Mergia in 5th, and Bjorklund a very, very close 6th. It was Bumi who managed to take the fastest lap. Top of the Pro-Ams obviously was Bjorklund. Great result for Mark Hutchinson, gaining a lot of places. And top of the amateurs will be Nuzini. We've got a crash just after the line. As long as it's not intentional, it will all be all right. And Finkerbine has just had an issue right up on the last lap. He was nearly lapped. And Morrison has passed him. P20 it looks like. And Zuko has got past Marshalsea on the line for 18th.
The other thing you have to be careful with these heat races, because we've done it before, if you're celebrating and doing donuts at the end of a race, you can find yourself penalised for the following race because of the heat format. I've had it before, like a black flag or a... Yeah, you're disqualified from the session. The way heat formats work, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble as the rain has come down on a very dry track. So...
Oh, wow, look at that. I mean, that's how quickly... I mean, that's 10 minutes of rain, which has just come onto track. So I think it's going to be wets.
Do they get a warm-up?
They do get wet. There's a 3-minute warm-up.
So they're probably going to
get even wetter.
They're going to fly out there on dries, I imagine, just to see. Oh no! Look at pit exit.
Yeah. There's a lot of rain to come down in 10 minutes. A lot of water. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they would have flown out on dries just to get a feeling, but no. Seeing that, look at the spray. No, it's wet.
Well, unfortunately, then we're not going to get a race where it's marginal either way. I was really hoping it would be bone dry to start race 3, and then would be like getting wet as race 3 goes on. But that's not what we're going to have. Once again, another shout out to the Late Apex, which is our weekly podcast, which goes through the latest news in the world of sim racing. And you can check out the Late Apex by watching it on our YouTube channel or by streaming it wherever you get your podcasts from, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anything like that. So we discussed a lot about Le Mans Ultimate with their announcement of including ELMS, or ELMS, however you may have pronounced it. And yeah, some other updates when it comes to that, along with iRacing and Assetto Corsa, Evo, and Co. I'm trying to speak, but my goodness, it's so wet. So wet. And also check out Apex Racing League Endurance 2025. Sign-ups are open over at apexracingleague.com. 6 rounds of action coming up. But this is... I wonder if we could get the weather thing up and see the percentage 52%. 52% is basically like the end of days. Like that's, you know, you're hoping that Noah's built an ark at that point. Like that's how wet 52% is.
Yeah.
It is going to be treacherous for race 3. We've got another 10 minutes in sim with this. And
Yeah, this looks brutal. This looks as much as we had in the beginning of race 1. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is, yeah, this is, I think, the most rain we've had all day. Just because of the intensity of the rain. 42% is dipped to now, but it'll vary.
Good Lord, look, it's a river.
It's a decent pace carried by Bjorklund there, fastest lap, but he's about 10 seconds slower than what they were doing just a few minutes ago on the dry.
Old. It's very glassy looking out there. I don't recall it being that look before.
No, yeah. Yeah, looks like the track's being made of marble. As the session ticks over.
Wait, is Chassenay pole, Rustflower second? Am I seeing it? No,
No, that's the warm-up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. Bjorklund on pole.
Yeah, it's a
Mergia second.
6-car reverse grid. No Tom Mail tonight, so instead it's Kim J. Bjorklund on pole, ahead of Mergia, Bonacorsi, Harris, Bumi, and Moon. It is still raining, right? Can we go on board with one of the drivers? Just to verify. Has it stopped raining? Oh my goodness me. Well, everyone's gone on the wet tyres.
Well, some people are hesitant. Harris hasn't showed his hand yet. Moon hasn't shown his hand yet. No, they all...
Oh, no, yeah, you can see the puddles on the inside now.
Yeah, all wet.
It's
Harris,
drier than it was at the start of race 1, but I think it is going to start raining again.
Harris hasn't gridded yet.
Oh, we have got 3 drivers further down. Neg, Kalaudis, and Toth. I think Toth may have been one of the... Yeah.
How long we got? Harris has not gridded yet.
We got 6 seconds.
There he is.
Okay, he's gone for... Okay, and to be fair, one of the drivers backed out. Toth went back to the dry, to the wet tyre. So we've got 2 drivers on the dry. I think there's going to be more rain later on. But for now, we're going to see how Kim J. Bjorklund, in his debut event, can get off the line. Away we launch at Silverstone, and it's a strong start for the Pro-Am driver. Bonacorsi trying to cover up Harris down into T1, but Harris looks like he's got the better run. Harris has moved up into P3 right away, and James Bumi's going to go with him.
Yeah, Mark Hutchinson's up on position already. Up to P6.
Oh, there's a big crash on the outside of T1. Someone's gone in. I think it's Harhov and Vasilchuk who may have collided on the exit of T1.
Yep, we're gonna oh, I think there was about to be a massive accident there. We're seeing people break over that curb in the wet, come sliding into the car in front.
It's a bad start for Atia Toth, who ends up starting on the wet tyres.
Yeah, we're seeing people recover there. I think what we just snipped away from was the beginning of an accident.
And here comes the rain again. You can see it's sideways. It's that windy that the rain is coming in sideways. That's very unusual to see.
And our dry drivers are last.
Yeah. Wet tyres were the way to go. That's how the rain's been all day long, particularly in practice. It was coming and going, but you've got to assume it's going to come back. So Bjorklund holds on the first lap. Great start for James Bumi, up 2 places. He got past Harris and Bonacorsi, who had an awful start. Bonacorsi got onto the outside curb at T1. Just absolutely went nowhere. Amazing start for Chassenay. He's up 11. Fowler's up 7. After not a great day so far for Ross Fowler. He's made some good progress there. We're watching Denis Senko on the outside of Mihailov. They're both behind Bayman. Bayman with a strong race 2. Got himself up into P8. And he's still doing very well here. Almost 3 wide on the back straight.
All eyes on Bjorklund, though, our Pro-Am overall leader. And holding strong.
Oh, it hardens the wall. Is that Chenna? It is Chenna.
Oh, no. You really want to wing in the wet. God, it looks slippery. People trying to grab the inside apexes.
Oh, I think Nuzini as well. Nuzini's done so well today. And I think he had significant damage. I think he may have been the one who hit Chenna, who lost his rear wing.
I can confirm our dry tyre runners are not dry tyre runners anymore. They are on the wets.
There is Nuzini, and yeah, I think he's just gone straight on here. I don't think he was able to turn right.
Oof. Oh no, no, he... Oh yeah, because of the damage, yeah. You're right.
Scott Malcolm has had issues.
Yeah, Adam Morrison, Scott Malcolm, Lucas Finkbinder, Venturini. Mark Hutchinson to P5, up 2.
Wow. And he likes these conditions as Hutchinson. This will bring him right back into the fray in the championship. On a Corsi with that poor start after such a good event last time out at Duxton. He's just made a couple too many mistakes, I think, in race 2 and now race 3. And he's got to pass Mark Hutchinson if he possibly can.
I don't know, Mark's looking like he's got this firmly under control at the moment. Maybe he had a little bit too eyes on the apex there. Scott Malcolm is done. He's in the pits.
Oh, who's that across the grass? Oh, that was so close there for Moon. So Moon's had a bit of an underwhelming start. Of course, won the first 2 races. Starts at this race in P6, but he's behind Wayne Douglas. So Douglas, who started last in race 1, now passes Moon, who started first in race 1.
Yeah, Moon's found him down. Oh, wait, something's happened at the front. Big.
Yeah, can Bjorklund hold on to the lead? No, Bumi's gone wide.
Yeah, I think Bumi blew the corner because he was first for a split second there.
Barely stays ahead of Bonacorsi.
And Hutchinson had to then defend on Bonacorsi as well. It all kicked off. I'm guessing when we went long, because yeah, I saw him first and second and third.
Yeah, I think Bjorklund was down to 3rd.
Yeah, something was definitely happening. As we got a replay here. My gut tells me Buemi goes really deep. Oh, yep. Yep. So that's why he showed first. And then I'm assuming that caught Bjorklund off a little bit and Mergia got a run. Hello to Alan in chat.
And look at that track. And to think, dries were being considered 5 minutes ago. But it is, we're back to the glass.
Passaggio up 12, Chazanet up 14, Adam Morrison in the pit.
And there goes Mergia. Can he get it stopped? He cannot. He wasn't far away from doing it.
Love how Bjorklund took that cover offline.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. That is how you do it. Sir, this door is shut. That spray's picking up. That's the tallest we've seen the spray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost visibility blocking. To me, iRacing, it still looks a bit like smoke. Like, to me, it always looks like the car's on fire, not spraying water, but I don't know. I can't tell them why. I just think it does. Okay, is he going to get it done finally?
The outside line might be pretty good here. But
yeah, but how much is
pace?
Yeah, how much more is Bjorklund going to want to fight this?
Well, even Mergia being in the lead here, it will be very tricky for him to hold on to this race win because just the slightest mistake on this track surface will punish him a lot. I mean, there's no drier line now. It's just...
So Wayne Douglas is keeping Moon behind at the moment.
Remember if Mercia's won a race 3 so far this season. I think we've had 4 different winners in race 3s, and I think there might be a 5th different winner if Mercia can hold on to this race win, but I might be wrong.
Oh, some wicked defending there. Holy, was that Harrison Buemi? As long as it wasn't reactory, that's fine.
Bjorklund's not leaving Mergia alone. Anyone out of the lead, really 10 right now. Denisenko's not that far off the lead. Still got a shot at this one. 13 minutes to go. The rain pouring down still. Yumi Bumi could go for a send here. I mean, a block pass is almost like the way to get it done. You've got to send it in deep and sort of just block the entrance for the other driver, but the opportunity there for Bumi. Harris was late on the brakes himself.
Nice. Can Buemi set off the run off the corner? Not quite.
Oh, and off on the inside. Where's he going? Where was Bjorklund going? That could have been a hardware issue.
Yeah, can we get a replay of that?
He just pulled hard right on the corner exit.
Yeah. Let's look. So steering wheel.
Yeah, some kind of hardware.
No.
Maybe a screen freeze? Doesn't know where he's going?
Yeah, I don't know. The wheel was moving, but I'm not sure. Hey, I don't know. If it was a screen freeze, I think you'd have turned left. If it was a wheel failure, it usually jolts one way or stays still. I'm not sure.
Well, Damien Harris finds himself in his favourite position, second. Maybe he could finally win a race, and it would give him important points for the championship. Callum Beeman, whose evening has gone better and better. He's down one place in this race, though, and he's being overtaken by Denisenko right now.
So that's
P8.
Accident is huge for Mark Hutchinson, right? Big points.
Means that he gets the bonus points for leading a lap.
Yeah.
Oh, this is... oh, Harris almost round. Almost takes out the leader.
Can we see what happened there? What on earth was that? We caught to it. I'm not sure if Harris was in sideways with someone.
And now he's alongside his championship rival, Young Soo Moon. And he's almost out of control again. Contacts again. And Moon passes Harris. That's very significant.
Yeah, let's see what happened to Harris. Is it with Buemi?
Oh, he got on the curb.
Oh,
I think he's touched the white line.
In a straight, yeah.
So nearly hit Mergia.
In a straight.
Wayne Douglas up to P3 now. There he goes on Hutchinson.
Wait, how?
What a drive from Douglas. He was last at the start of race 1, and as this evening's gone, he's gradually made his way through. Hutchinson doesn't know when he's beat, but I think Douglas is going to get this one done either which way.
Oh no, Mark's got a good run here, really good run.
Guaranteed Bonacorsi will go alongside one of these guys.
Wayne's now got the good switchback position. Yeah, look at that from Wayne.
Oh,
no.
and now he's off. I don't think he'll save that, Douglas. Douglas is in the wall, and the man who had a shot, honestly, at maybe even winning this race, but Hutchinson kept fighting him, and I don't even know whose fault that was.
I don't think it... I don't think it's going to be on Hutchinson that. We'll see. I mean, Hutchinson was ahead. Hutchinson was also on the edge of the track, so I failed to see what...
Yeah, it's just a back marker.
Yeah, I don't know that line. What Hutchinson can do. If we get a replay, we'll see. But as far as I remember it, Hutchinson was ahead. Hutchinson was touching the outside of the track, so yeah.
Well, Denisenko now leads out of the Pro-Am drivers. I mean, whether it was Hutchinson's fault or not, he might regret fighting that on as much as he has, because, I mean, he's lost out either way. Douglas has now towed back to the pits. Here it was then. Douglas getting on the inside. And yeah, it's definitely not Hutchinson's fault. Douglas was already making contact midway through the corner despite having 75% of the inside of the track, and then the contact just got worse and worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Chazenet is the next in the wall.
What a time to cut to him.
And he was having a great race, Chazenet. I think he was up the best part of 20 places after, of course, making the wrong call on tyres in race 2.
Oh no, he just can't get off. Yeah, he can't get off.
Hit the brakes.
Yeah,
he just hit the brakes before he got off it, and then...
Do you think iRacing should have a medical helicopter, like it lands and we see the driver come out, we hear the radio message that he's okay?
He's all right. Call off the race if it's been too big. Lead battle between Mergia and Bumi. Mergia was the race leader. Bumi, who won race 3 back at Snetterton, trying to get past, but he hasn't got past yet. And Bonaccorsi will feel like he could win a race and moves up to 4th now.
Well, I like both these guys, so I just want a good battle.
Absolutely crazy if Moon actually wins this. I don't feel like Moon's overtaken it. Not like properly. Like
Sure.
everyone else has crashed in front of him. Harris made a mistake. Hutchinson collided with Douglas.
Yeah, Hutchinson's no longer ahead of Jasenko after that. I didn't see that change. Stephen Hurd, like I've mentioned, again, solid points.
And these guys are pretty slow. Merging on that last lap, 8.7. Moon, 8.0.
And after this, we're going to see Sam do a lap in these exact conditions to define slow. It's a 9.7, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you good luck. I've suffered enough in really competitive competitions to have a go at these drivers for not being as fast as each other.
And you've had more wins in the last 12 months than I've had in my iRacing.
Yeah, if this was Indianapolis,
yeah,
then I'd be.
Have you seen they've added rain to IndyCar? IndyCar,
yeah.
IndyCar road. Like you can do rain racing.
Oh yeah, in the road, yeah.
That's awesome. So I expect to see you doing that.
Yeah.
Lime Rock Park.
Getting it stopped again. The gap down to 1.3 seconds. 0.3 faster for Bonaccorsi on that last lap. We have about 5 more laps to go in this race. The lap times are sort of actually sort of maintaining now. It's getting, well, it's not raining. So you can see there's actually a drier line now being formed. But it could start raining again.
Oh.
There's never quite been sort of that OP outside passing line, has there? I sort of thought there might be that where someone would just...
I assume TCRs just don't have the inherent pace around to do that line like we expect in a GT3 or something, or a... Yeah, you're right, we haven't actually seen it here.
So waiting for someone just to run the white line on the outside and just, send it on a few drivers. But yeah, it's genuinely they've just been taking the dry lines all day long. Be so close this time, but there's just nowhere to go.
No.
Into T3.
Like a defensive lines, focus on traction.
Oh, and there goes Bonaccorsi. Wow. Well, I think that could be a penalty for Bonaccorsi, honestly, because I think...
Because the other driver had to take evasive action.
I think he turned left in a right-hander to avoid Bonaccorsi.
Yeah, he should definitely give that to Buemi.
Yeah, he is. He is. Fight this Bonaccorsi.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Because Buemi did all of the avoiding.
Yeah. I mean, talk about eyes in the back of your head.
Look as far back he is. What does he do? Clip a white line? Yeah. Oh, Buemi actually stopped.
He definitely turned left. But seeing that he's given up the place again, maybe it'll be all right. But it's really helped Mercier, that.
Yeah.
And a personal best lap for Mercier as well, just as he needed it.
It happens. He gave it back. It happens. He wasn't actually sending it. Just lost control of the car. Evasive action was taken. He didn't fight. So, yeah, I mean, it's rough, but it's just a racing incident for sure.
Leon Harhov with the fastest lap of the race. Right there. Absolutely flying along is Harhov, my pick, I think. But it hasn't really been a great day for the German. I'm trying to remember what his race 1 result was, but his race 2 result was a 17th. Running 12th in this race, he's got a big gap to catch up. The top 11 really sprinted away in the early stages, and now Harhov and Kai Fowler having a good time of it though. Leader of the amateurs, good points for him in the championship. Is well, Finkbeiner is around today, but hasn't been scoring many points, so we need to be too concerned with him. 3 minutes to go, and he's not really catching up anymore to Mercier.
No, not at all. Tough though. Mercier's not slow.
Was the fastest lap of the race for Buemi on that last lap, but Mercier has found some pace. As the track's got drier, he seems to have found a bit of confidence, because he really was struggling 10 minutes ago. And Moon right now getting the points that he needs. I mean, of course, winning race 1 and race 2 and outscoring Harris in this race 3. I mean, that's all he needs to really do. Doesn't need this extra place.
Agreed. Yeah, just to show how hard it is to overtake. We've not, like you said, we've not seen Moon progress at all. He's capitalised on mistakes, but progression hasn't happened.
What do you think about this drying track? I mean, this seems a bit over the top. 10 minutes ago, the whole entrance of Brooklands was glass. And now, there's barely any standing water. Is it not a bit exaggerated? And it seems to have got dry excessively quickly as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 35 cars, and it is a short lap, so they are going through the same corner quite repetitively.
But it feels like there should be one dry line, whereas
True.
it seems like the whole
Fair.
across the circuit
Fair.
is dried out.
Yeah. That's a fair point. But IRL, they'd all be crying in the pits now.
Sure.
Red flag would have flown hours ago. Wet tyres? We don't use wet
I
tyres.
don't
We're
know
waiting
what
for it to dry.
I don't know what it's like in BTCC.
No,
where
BTC full send, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
yeah. It's annoying as Beeman looks like he's going to get P7 here. Second place in the amateurs. Watch out for Hertz. He's very quick in these conditions. Looks like Beeman's got that one done. What a start it was for Hutchinson in this
I'm not sure what
race.
the flashing's for.
Well, the leaders are just about to start their final lap of the race, and the gap is still 0.8 of a second.
Sikorsky, Harhoff, two very good guys. Let's see what this battle becomes. Harhoff's going to focus on the exit, but if he parks it on the corner, there's not a lot you can do. And park it he does. So Harhoff will just have a compromised exit.
So Sikorsky up 18 places. You wonder where he could have been.
Yeah, he had the crash last race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And such of course, a complete self-mistake. Put a white line.
16.8, fastest lap of the race. Pay the points, that's what he's saying. Win, fastest lap, lead a lap.
Has he won a race this season?
He's my pick.
Yeah? Well, Moon will be highest scorer today.
Well done you for picking the fastest
didn't
driver to be
pick Moon.
first.
I
Oh,
didn't
didn't? Oh, you
pick
didn't?
Moon.
Oh, sorry, I
Don't
apologise.
advocate me for being boring. If you're going to criticise me about my picks, you cannot say that I'm boring. All right? You can say a lot of other criticisms.
Who was your pick?
I think it was Bumi, I think.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
done
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah, of course, you picked the wet driver, yeah.
Yeah. But here comes Mercier to the checkered flag. I think it's his first race win
Yeah, brilliant
of
stuff.
the season, and it's been coming. The Italian takes the win. It's all 3 race wins in the end for Mag Performance because his teammate Moon won the first 2 and gets an important 4th place as well. Denisenko with a great Pro-Am win and great points as well for Russ Fowler. Very strong race 3 performance. He was really got comfortable with the rain, it looks like, tonight, and managed to get 14th place overall.
Has Buemi had a win yet?
Yes, I think he
Yeah.
won at Snetterton race 3.
Because he seemed to, at the beginning, to struggle to be outside that top 4, but now he seems like he's got winning potential in that front 5. I mean, they all have. Harris didn't have his best day today, but still looking really strong. Yeah, it's quite a pack of 5 we've got now in the Pro Championship who are, I mean, I haven't seen the points, but yeah, really impressive stuff.
Yeah, they are definitely.
Russ Fowler coming out on top in the AMs. That swapped about quite a lot. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, just had a great start in that race 3, it looked like, and yeah, never let it up. But I think it helps that here, of course, we had that great performance earlier on, didn't we, from Nuzini, who won both race 1 and race 2 in the abs. And he fell by the wayside in that race 3. There's the results, I won't go through all of it. Mercier, Bumi and Bonacorsi, the leaders in the pros. Denisenko, Beeman and Hutchinson, the podium in the pro-ams. And Fowler, Zuko and Marshalsea, the winners in the AMs. So in the end, there wasn't really that much sort of changeabouts in the classes. It was sort of pros, then the pro-ams, then the AMs, and then the drivers who had the issues, generally.
Someone in chat is saying iRacing just froze and wouldn't unfreeze. I'm not sure who that is.
I think that would be Bjorklund.
Oh, yeah, what, into pits? Oof.
Yeah.
That was brutal to watch.
Maybe, yeah, like was right in the lead battle. Like could have really done something there. So Quite a debut though for yourself, Kim. So best of luck for future rounds. We will have an interview with some of our drivers. Of course, once again, do check out apexracingac.com and also get yourself your Apex Racing Academy subscription. Start of the iRacing season, so a very good time to get that stuff. Let's have a chat first up, I guess, with our Race 3 winner, Giacomo Murgia, who joins us now. Giacomo, congratulations. I believe that's your first race win of the season, and it looked like it was some very tricky conditions to get it done in.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Hey.
I still don't believe I made it race 3 because I feel bad. I feel really good in the rain, but I didn't do a lap in dry conditions. So race 2 was totally. I take like 3 slowdowns in the first corner, so I was totally in the bin. But it was fun. I don't remember what happens in the race 1 and race 2, but I'm enjoying the race win.
Definitely. How was it in the rain? Because it looked like in that race 3, it started off moderately wet. Then it got super wet. Like the whole track just looked like it was flooded in the middle of that race 3. And then it dried up a bit at the end of that race 3. Was there much of a grip change as the race went on there?
Yeah, definitely. It started with the moderate wet, I think, and then it was like a monsoon. I was totally in the ice. It was unbelievable. I just followed the guy in front. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name, but when I found the real grip of the track, I've tried to push him to do a mistake, and he did. So, and fortunately, the track started draining a bit, and I have to defend to James, but James did a mistake. I think. Oh, Damien too in the first corner. I literally went in my back, but it's difficult to remember all the 3 races.
Definitely, yeah. A lot happens out there, but you did a really great job, Giacomo, to hold on to it. Is there anyone you want to give any thank yous to?
Yes, as usually, my teammate Jung that provides the setup and helped me with the telemetry because I have no much more time to prepare this race because 24-hour event is coming, and so. Yes, my team and our sponsor, Cube Controls and Major Garage.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Giacomo, and best of luck for the second half of the season.
Thank you. See you around.
GG's, mate.
Bye-bye.
Giacomo Murgia there.
Mark in chat confirming he taught him everything he knows in the wet. That's brilliant to know.
Wow. Do you want to practice your pronunciation?
No. Yes. Young Sun Moon, mate, GG's. Excellent race 1, excellent race 2. Race 3, talk me through it. It looked like it was hard to overtake. How was it?
Hello, Jong-soo is here.
Chung-soo.
Yeah, Jong-soo is my correctly pronunciation, my name.
Perfect. I will practice.
Yeah. I just only one thing. That is, I just wanna prove to rain or friends is not my kryptonite.
Yeah, you did brilliant.
Yeah.
You looked very confident. Race 3, was it tricky to get past people? It looked like it looks like it was very difficult to overtake.
Yeah, very difficult because my sight is almost blind, and I have many sweat, and my sweat into my right side eyes. Oh, almost I close on right side my eyes.
Yeah.
Race 3 at very difficult to pass.
Yeah, I bet.
So much display. Yeah.
But you're enjoying it. Was this another track you had to learn? Because we've gone to quite a few tracks where you've had to learn the track. Was this a track layout you knew?
Oh, this English is so much difficult to me. You're saying too much difficult.
Sorry.
Yeah. Can you speak more slowly and simply and easy?
I will do my best. Congratulations on the wins. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to? Anyone you'd like to give thanks to?
Can I say thank you in Korea to the Korean viewer for watching this streaming right now?
Of course. The floor is
yeah.
all yours. Yes.
Thank you so much. 늦은 시간까지 응원해 주시는 그 효님 그리고 하파파님 교회 기타 등등 모두 감사하고요. 오늘 우승으로 보답할 수 있게 돼서 기쁘게 생각합니다. 좋은 아침 되세요. That's it. That's all.
Excellent job. We will see you in 4 weeks for the next round. Lovely chatting with you. We'll talk again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Young Sung Moon there. I just need to practice his name.
Chung
Sung Moon. I'm going to practice it.
Yes, well, yeah, he's going to.
Because we're definitely going to see him a lot. He's picked up a lot of wins now. It's almost silly.
I mean, most races this season he's won, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, crazy. Let's next have a chat with. I want to have a chat with Pavlo Denisenko because he ended up being one of our highest scoring drivers in our Pro-Ams, maybe even the highest scoring driver in the Pro-Ams. Pavlo, congratulations. Let's go all the way back to race 1 because you were part of that huge battle for 6th down to like 15th, I think. How was that? Because it just looked like the positions were changing constantly. I swear you weren't in the same position for like more than one lap at a time.
Oh, no, I haven't. To be honest, it's been such an eventful round that I can't even remember what was in hit 1. But yeah, loads of, argy-bargy, as you say. But yeah, it was really cool. I need to really practice my dry pace because it seems that the difference between my wet and dry pace is huge. So, but yeah. Happy about the round overall.
Yeah, because the forecast was a bit weird for tonight where it was sort of looking like it was going to be maybe wet at the start and then it was going to dry up as the evening was going to go along. What did you mainly practice in? Were you mainly practicing the wet or the dry?
Just wet, yeah. I literally just had a practice today, basically when the server opened, and it was wet. So and I looked at the forecast and thought there's no point of practicing full dry, and yeah, that's how I went with it basically.
Yeah, it was surprising how quickly it dried up, and yeah, we did get some dry race running in the end. We're halfway through the season. It's been a solid start to your championship, of course. Really, the 2 wet rounds you've absolutely excelled in. I mean, what are you looking to work on for the second half of the season? Is there going to be anything that you change for the second half of the championship?
Yeah, just need more practice really. As I said, dry pace is my weak point in these cars. So yeah, I need to practice that. But yeah, great championship so far. It's my first experience in ARL overall. So yeah, looking forward.
Awesome. I'm very pleased that you're enjoying it this season, Pavlo. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to Trident Motorsport and Okuni Racing, Okuni Seats. Yeah. Дякую всім. Всім дякую. Пока.
Awesome. Thank you for having a chat with us, and best of luck for next time out.
Yeah, GG's.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye. GG.
Pavlo Denisenko, your Pro-Am winner today.
Right, I'm going to talk to Franek Sikorsky. Hey, Franek Sikorsky, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect. Great race. I'm just trying to remember. You had a solid race 1, a solid start to race 2. There was a big accident, and then a great recovery race 3, if I'm remembering. Talk to me about that crash, because we caught, obviously there was a lot of incidents, there was a lot of rain. Yeah, what happened?
To be honest, it was a pretty silly mistake. I was a bit too much relaxed. I saw that I was getting on, I think that was Mark Hutchinson, if I remember correctly. I started to open up the gap to the cars behind. And yeah, I went into a little bit of my flow state, and I took the normal racing lane, which was including the curb on the right hand side. Unfortunately, it was still very slippery on the curb, and yeah, just spinned out, and I hit the wall.
Shame. It was a great recovery in race 3, though. You must be proud, because we saw how difficult it was to pass. And I mean, I'm just going off the top of my head, you was up something like 18 positions?
Yeah, if I think it's correct.
Yeah, so that must have been, at least you had something fun to do recovery-wise after the accident and maximise your points loss. But are you enjoying the championship so far? Is something the car, the mixed weather, is it something you've been enjoying?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in tracks like the Brands Hatch Indy or the Silverstone National, where there isn't really a lot of overtaking opportunities, as we are basically pretty much on a straight the whole time with some light braking zones. The rain makes a very big variety of the lines you can take, and a lot of possibilities to overtake and to defend from other people.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we've absolutely loved broadcasting. We look forward to these. I'm not saying we don't look forward to the other races, but I think we really look forward to the TCR battles. So yeah, glad to hear you're enjoying it. And championship-wise, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think you were P2?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm on fire today.
Yeah.
I need to get a lottery ticket. Yeah, so obviously, apart from the crash in race 2, I think you're still looking very strong. Are you going for the championship, or just taking it race by race, or are you actually thinking about what?
My main goal is obviously the championship. As I checked before this race day, I was 3 points behind in the championship in second place. But if we throw out the one drop round that was already counted in, I had 60 points lead. Today's race will go definitely into my one of 2 drop rounds, and I think that I still have a very high chance of being close to championship, or maybe even claiming it at the end of the season. And I'm surely not gonna stop and push hard and see what I can do to claim that championship at the end.
Awesome, I like that. Well, I look forward to seeing you go for it. We will be following for sure. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my dad, as always. He's watching downstairs. I think he won't be really happy about my spin because it was a silly mistake and I lost a lot of points, but yeah, it is what it is, and just waiting for the next round as we go into a bit of a summer break.
Yeah, it happens. As long as you learn, as long as you take a lesson away, then nothing is lost. Great driving, very tricky conditions, so yeah, just remember that, very tricky conditions, and you drove very well. So yeah, congratulations, and I look forward to chatting to you and seeing you race in, what is it, a month now? I think we've got a bit of a break. But yeah, we'll chat to you next round, Frank. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Frank there. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to remind him he didn't. Yeah, I mean, yes, he made a driver error, but no racing errors in the rain. Like, you know what I mean? It happens. It happens.
we'll have one last interview with the regular here, Scott Malcolm, who joins us now. Scott, of course, it was going to be a tough meeting tonight with the quali ban. How are you feeling after that? I mean, not a great race 1 for yourself, but race 2 and race 3 looked like they were good recoveries.
Yeah, race 2 and well, especially race 2 was good. I actually made the right tyre choice for once. But race 3 was just damage limitation. But apart from that, it was quite an experience. That.
What's your thought process when you're picking the tyres? I mean, are you looking at the radar? Are you looking at what the other drivers are doing? Do you have 1 or 2 people who you chat with during the races who tell you like what tyres to go for? I mean, what's the thought process when it comes to that?
I think after the first wet race that we had at the beginning of the season, I kind of learned a lot from that. So it's just a case of looking at the weather radar, try and work it out. Right, when's that race going to be? It's going to be pretty dry, so yeah, okay, I'll go with these tyres. It's going to be race 3 is going to be pretty wet. Oh yeah, I'll go with these tyres. So it's just a case of looking at the radar and just kind of second guessing it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just trying to take into account all those other elements. We've got a bit of a break now. Are you going to have a break from the TCR, or are you going to race it in the official series over the next 6 weeks? Is the break that we've got now?
Oh, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
6 weeks, you know. I'll probably forget how to drive it. Yeah, I'm going to do quite a few of the officials I've been trying to avoid for years because I just didn't get on well with them. But I've been recommended to do X amount of officials each week, and it should make me better. I beg to differ, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be useful, the racecraft, and going out on track, hopefully it'll be good, and we'll see if it works for you at Spa next time out. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, Scott?
Obviously all the usual people with yourself, say Pet Racing, Lumen Race, Lumen Motorsports, goes to Dave Delta for the setup, all the rest of the drivers, and I think that's more or less it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Scott, and best of luck next time out.
Yeah, I'll catch you in 6 weeks, guys.
Yep, ciao, mate.
Scott
Bye.
Malcolm
Bye.
there in finishing in 25th in that race 3, but 22nd in race 2. Yeah, I think that pretty much caps us off. So yeah, it's 6 weeks, but that's how it works in BTCC. We cover the BTCC rounds. Apart from this round, we're going to go to Alton Park because we were concerned that we would go over the maximum driver count.
Yeah.
And of course, next time out, we're not going to Croft like BTCC does. We're going
Yep.
to Spa. But apart from that, it's still like the same schedule. So yeah, BTCC, they go on a break during July, which sucks, but we'll be back end of July.
Awesome. We've got plenty of stuff to do in between, I assume. Porsche Cup,
Yep.
endurance, and some other third thing, I assume.
Well, Porsche Cup will start becoming weekly. So
So
that will fill
that
in a
was the
bunch of
third
the
thing,
weeks. So yeah, that will fill it in. So that will be good. Of course, do make sure to leave a like on this stream. Make sure to subscribe to Apex Racing TV. Of course, we've got the return of the Apex Racing League GT3 Trophy on Tuesday night, so make sure to tune into that if you like ARL action. And we've got loads of other streams as well, so just check out the channel. Check out our social medias as well. Watch the late Apex on our YouTube channel or by streaming on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
Spotify.
Spotify probably is going to be the case. Of course, we will be back in 6 weeks' time for the next round, but of course you can tune in for the Porsche Cup next week instead. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we will say goodbye for now, and we will see you back at Spa for the second half of the season. See you then.